Broadcast is produced entirely by the students at Southeast High School in partnership with Kaiser University. Broadcast is produced entirely by the students at Southeast High School in partnership with Kaiser University.
flip-flops, so.
Hey, are you and your boys playing on the 9th?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so is Paychex doing it, or what?
No, I'll have to get some people to tell me. Well, how much
Did you
is
put
it?
that thing in yet?
I haven't done it.
They need to admit Duncan said something out today.
Well, he's not the boss. He's the boss of my dog.
I know, just letting you know that they
I don't go to that church.
I know they just sent it out
I
again.
answer a whole bunch of different people.
Is that a blue down there? That's a blue down there, is it?
All right, so explain that to me. It's on the 9th. It's a Friday. And you know how much it is?
There's the blue, coach.
You know how much it is?
I want to say 750. I want to say, because I was thinking about doing one.
That was 500.
It's a fun razor. I'll split one. You bring one, I'll bring one. I'll split one. You bring one, I'll bring one.
500 up. Wait, 500 I'll do my own. At 750 I'll split it.
Here's 750. I got the thing right here. Where's our book?
On the way. Send him a picture, so he's writing it in.
How can you not do it? Why not have a piece of paper or something to keep track of it?
They have to do these guys, and they want to wait. So, Will's fine, but they don't have enough time to do the JV thing. So afterwards, they're going to get one in writing and get him another or two.
Hey, let's get a W.
I know, right?
2 years.
Oh, you want your card?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll go.
Lonnie, I'll be right back. I'm not ignoring you. I got to go get paper.
No.
I think Karen, open up the email from Mr. Duncan.
No, I got it.
But dude, it's 750. Hey, Karen.
I'd have rather gone to the car.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to Southeast High School, home of the Lady Noles. We are going to get started with our visitor lineup.
Go 1-5.
Starting in center field, number 11, Christina Weller. Starting at third base, number 23, Maddie Gates.
Way to go, Maddie Kate!
Your starting shortstop, number 7, Amber Rodriguez. Your starting pitcher, number 15, Rachel Seifert. Your starting left fielder, number 10, Angelica Ostrander. Your starting catcher, number 13, Addison Brady. At first base, number 4, Shaylin Jones. At second base, number 8, Kylie Johnson. Your right fielder, number 5, Jesse Johnson.
Go, Jesse!
And the reserve players, number 99, Bailey Boyce.
Bailey!
Number 2, Savannah Roberts.
Go, Samantha!
Number 21, Kate Terry.
Go, Kate Terry! Woohoo!
Number 24, Haley Terry.
Go, Haley! Woo!
And number 3, Mackenzie Kosis.
Mackenzie, let's go! Woohoo!
And now, your starting lineup for the Lady Noles from Southeast High School. Your starting pitcher, number 8, Faith Bruce. Your second baseman, number 2, Ambrielle Jones. Your starting shortstop, number 18, Shay Holt. Starting catcher, number 6, Ivy Turner. Your first baseman, number 11, Deja Johnson. The center fielder, number 9, Chesley Hernandez. Your third baseman, number 20, Sarah Harrison. Your right fielder, number 4, Kiki Banks.
Over here, Bob.
And in left field, number 1, Skylar Bosley. Number 10, Sierra Vickery. And number 13, Alexis Vasquez. We would like you to rise for the presentation of our colors tonight by Elizabeth Kirby, one of our JV players who was injured in practice this week. At this time, we would like to observe a moment of silence for all those at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School as we stand in support of their community. Thank you. And now our national anthem. Please rise.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, ladies, the words you're all looking forward to hear from Bet Marie.
Sports presents the Southeast Seminole softball. Tonight is our first broadcast of the softball season as the Seffner Christian Crusaders invade the Seminole Nation in this early regular season match. The Noles are currently 0-1 in the district and in the regular season, while the Crusaders come into tonight's game being 0-1 as well. So one thing's for sure is somebody's going to come out with a W on the season. My name is Joe Collis, and I will be calling all the action in tonight's game. And joining me this evening is my sidekick, good friend of mine and co-worker, Coach Ryan Clark with the color commentary. Coach?
How you doing tonight, Coach Collis?
Oh, man, we're doing great, man. A great night, Friday night. It's beautiful out, great weather. I'm going to tell you what, Coach, it's a great night for baseball. Oh, sorry, softball. I'm an old baseball guy, so you know that's probably going to happen a couple times.
Great night for any kind of ball with a buddy. Take
Hey.
a watch in, huh?
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. So, hey, let's go through the lineups here if we could. And looking at a little Seffner Christian, we're going to go with Christina Wells is going to lead it off. Batting 2 is going to be number 23, third baseman Meddy Cates. Number 7, shortstop Amber Rodriguez will hit in the 3-hole. Number 15, pitcher Rachel Seifert will bat cleanup. In the 5-hole, we got number 10, left fielder Angelica Ostrander. Number 13, catcher Addison Brady. Number 4, got DH Shaylin Jones. We'll have to get clarification on that. We got 2 catchers listed on the roster, Coach. Number 8, second baseman Kylie Johnson will bat down there in the 8-hole. And number 5, right fielder Jesse Johnson will bat in the bottom. All right, here we go, Coach. We've got some action about to happen here, and we got pitcher Faith Bruce on the bump. Oh, we got a strike right there. What a great way to start off a game, Coach, with a nice 0-1 count, huh?
You know as well as I do, Coach, how important that first pitch strike is. Get out in front of the batter.
No, there's no doubt about that. Oh, Coach, that was right over our heads there. We might need a couple helmets up here on top of the dugout. So we're 0-2 on this leadoff hitter. Faith jumps out early.
Somebody's going to want to check the hood of their car right there.
Yeah, right. We got 0-2 count here. She's way ahead in the count. See what kind of game plan she's working here.
Went right at her.
A little foul ball there. Yeah, I went right at her. It looked like with the fastball there, Coach. You know, I agree with that. You know, if she gets ahead 0-2 early and didn't really do anything with the fastball, there's no reason to change things up there. So Christina Wellen, she is 2017 3A first team All-State. We got us a little another foul ball there, Coach. Yeah, Wellen hit .416 last year with 13 ribbies and 11 stolen bases. That .416 average would explain why she's a leadoff hitter, Coach. That's a bit high right there.
And she's battling.
Yeah, she's definitely battling right there, Coach. Doing a nice job. I like that pitch was up out of the zone. No reason to put anything over the plate, and an 0-2 count way ahead of the hitter right here.
And Christina was not chasing that.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, down and in a little bit. Looked like a little drop ball there, Coach.
Yeah, it sure did. I like it, though. Change speed, change location. Jumped out in front of this hitter early.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know, it's very important to get that leap. That first out is an important one.
Looks like you, Coach.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of my reach. I don't feel comfortable trying to go after that being the first night up here on the dugout, Coach.
Yeah, we don't need you on the injured reserve on the DL, you know.
No,
this early in the season.
We got more games to do, Coach. So we're sitting at a 1-2 count. Actually, it should be 2-2. 2-2 count here. The leading lady for the Seffner. And another foul ball. I'll tell you what, she's battling, Coach.
This is a great at-bat out of the leadoff hitter from Seffner.
Yeah, great job. Obviously, seems to be a well-coached team. You know, this at least with this leadoff batter, you know, you got a coach who's been there for quite some time. You got good assistant coaches over there. We'll get to them in a little bit.
Great contact. Another foul ball.
I'll tell you what, Coach, that was well struck right there. She found a lot of barrel with that right there.
Absolutely.
Seffner Christian is a Class 3A District 4 school. Head coach is Mike Cates. Assistants are Darby Barnaldo, Tracy Blair, and a bench coach, Guy Roba.
You know, Guy, also known as Granddaddy.
Have been around, 35 years there, Coach?
35 years with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. And we have another foul ball. I think we're about a dozen pitches into this at-bat, Coach.
Yeah, you know, Coach, and I know me and you were baseball guys, and you know, from a baseball standpoint, 12 pitches to the first batter, you're getting a little concerned. But I know that the motion of fast pitch pitchers is a lot different, so I'm sure it's not going to phase Faith. But I'm real proud of Faith for battling here too, Coach. You know,
yeah, staying in the zone.
Yeah, it'd be real easy to give in right here, but she's battling hard too. So real fun. That's a good way. I'll tell you what, if this is any indication of how this game's going to go on, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
You got to come get that ground ball to shortstop. And we got an out call there, Coach. So we got a little 6-3 there. Gets the leadoff hitter. That's a great job by the defense. Nice play there. And Coach, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a conversation there with the.
Yeah, there was a little bobble there by Deju Johnson. I know that their first base coach saw that.
So and here's a replay, Coach. Yeah, so I'm
little bobble there. I think that was out of the eyesight of the first. I believe that was a little bobble there. I believe that was out of the sight line of the umpire down the line.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but yeah, the coach is doing the right thing. He's going out there and asking for help. He's saying, please ask him for some help. It was, you know, I know in high school we do not have instant replay going on here, and they did overturn it. And you know what, Coach, that was, even though it's against our Seminoles, it was the right call there. So we're going to go E3 on that.
Absolutely, heads up call by that first base coach there.
Yeah. Well, you know, she was quite the player herself, Coach, so she's got a lot of experience. She knows what's going on. So we got a runner on first and a two-hole hitter up. The ball's up a little bit. That's number 23, third baseman, Meddy Cates. 2013 3A second team All-State last year for the 2017 Crusaders. That's a good pitch right there on the outer half. Nice job right there.
Yeah, this team had some first and second team All-Staters out of that 2017 squad that went 15-10. Had a hit and run on to perfection.
Yeah, that was well done.
Went to the right side and everything. What more could you ask for, Coach, out of your 2-hole hitter?
Yeah, and then, you know, that ball was well hit. That was a little seed right over the second baseman's head there. As a no-brainer there. So that brings up the 3-hole hitter, number 7 shortstop, Amber Rodriguez. So, you know, the Crusaders definitely got something going here. First and third, nobody out, your 3-hole hitter up. Let's see if Faith can somehow work out of a jam here. That ball's in, and we've got a stolen base by number 23, Cates. So we got second and third, nobody out, 3-hole hitter up. Well, that's a good pitch, Coach. I'll tell you what, he balled that, and that ball looked pretty good. It must have been down a little bit. I know we got the bird's eye view up here on top of the dugout, but, you know, that's a pretty good pitch. You want to work down in the zone, and that's definitely what she did right there.
Absolutely, Coach. May have been a little bit inside. Chased one upstairs there.
So that brings it to 2-1. You know, and right here, Coach, I know it's early in the game. We're first inning. But you know, you do have your 3-hole hitter up who's pretty decent, and you do have first base open. Definitely not a bad thing right there. Although you do got the 4-hole hitter coming up after her, so it's not going to get any easier, but at least you would then have that force anywhere on the diamond.
Yeah, I like that the pitching coach is changing location here. You know, not giving anything out of the meat of the plate. Oh, and here we go. Heads up play there. Couldn't quite get that tag down on the runner coming in from third.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of looked like maybe she thought it was a force play, but it definitely wasn't. So we got 1-0. We got runners on first and second. 4-hole hitter up. Number 15 pitcher Rachel Seifert.
Now this young lady went second team All-State last year.
Yeah, this Seffner Christian's loaded with some talent. There's no doubt, and that shows why. Nice
play by the shortstop.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, that was another well-struck ball, Coach. This Crusader team is not afraid to swing the bat, Coach.
Shailene Holt, though, flashing some glove on her glove side. Went after that and grabbed it.
Yeah, that was very nice, very well done. So we got one out first and second, but I'll tell you what, we'll take a couple more of those and get out of this inning with only 1 run scoring. I'll tell you that'll be a good job, Coach.
Nice strike.
Yeah, very nice. I'd like to see her continue to work ahead at these hitters, and then maybe able to mix in that drop ball or rise ball, whatever she may be working with tonight.
Absolutely. Faith Bruce, only a sophomore. So this is a nice little test early in the season, early in the game. Got herself a fly ball there, and our shortstop, Shailene Holt, eating it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So doing a nice job there, and that was number 10. Left fielder Angelica Ostrander with the F6. I'll tell you what, an aggressive swing there early in this at-bat by number 13, catcher Addison Brady. And that is, if we could get some clarification, because they do have 2 catchers listed. I hope this is a catcher. It's got to be a catcher, and one's an EH or a DH. Got us a fly ball to right field.
Sneak in there.
Yeah.
Kiki Banks, little trouble getting it up, but got it in pretty quickly. We do have another first and third situation. 2 outs, though. Lady Knowles fought their way back in here with some good defense.
Yeah, so we got shortstop running out to Shailene Holt, going out to talk to her right fielder a little bit.
Yeah, team captain.
Yeah, showing some leadership there. So nothing wrong with that. Got a little pause in the action. That's going to bring up number 4, Shaylin Jones. So we got 2 outs, 2-0, top of the first. Crusaders coming out swinging it early, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. They've made excellent contact here in this first inning, top of the first. Saw them work the field a little bit, had a nice hit and run early in the inning. They're really doing all the things that they should be doing to get some runs on the board. And here we are with a 2-0 ball game.
Absolutely, and we got no 1 count. So again, Faith works ahead in the count. So we're 0-1. Let's see if maybe we can get that to play out for us here. Very nice. So we got another stolen base. So we're back to second and third again. 2 outs. Faith is way ahead in the count, 0-2. And we got
Great job.
Yeah, great job. So we got strike 3 right there, a little strikeout. Good job battling. You know, Coach, that could have been a lot worse.
Absolutely.
But get out of there with just 2, and we'll see what the Lady Noles can do in the bottom half of the first. So as we head into the bottom of the first, the Lady Noles will run through their lineup. So leading off, we have number 8, pitcher, Faith Bruce. Batting in the 2-hole, we got number 2, Ambrielle Jones, second baseman. Batting third, we've got number 18, shortstop, Shaylene Holt. Batting cleanup, number 6, catcher, Ivy Turner. Batting in the 5-hole, we got number 11, first baseman, Deju Johnson. Batting 6, we have number 9, center fielder, Jesley Hernandez. And batting 7th, we have number 20, third baseman, Sarah Johnson. Batting 8th, we have right fielder, number 4, Kiki Banks. And batting and finishing up for us, number 1, center fielder, Skylar Bosley.
So I think number 20 at third base is not. I believe the third baseman, number 20, is going to be Sarah Harrison. That looks like a misspelling there on coach's part there. I think we made a mistake there.
Gotcha.
We got Sarah Harrison at third base, number 20.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, and we were going to have a couple of hiccups here on our first night on the job here, Coach. But I just wrote down what the coach put on there, and that was Johnson. So we apologize to the Harrison family and to Sarah. But we've got that correction, and we won't have that happen anymore. A nice throw by the catcher right there. So pitching for the Crusaders is number 15, Rachel Seifert. Rachel Seifert was a 3A second team All-State last year. As a pitcher, she had 10 wins, struck out 119 hitters, and she also batted .398 with 31 ribbies at the plate. So we got us quite a ball player on the bump for the Crusaders tonight, Coach.
Absolutely.
We got a ball outside right there. Good take by Faith.
Nice contact. That's going to do it, Coach. Base hit up the middle. She stayed right on that ball, drove it right up the middle.
Great job. So leading off, leadoff hitter on base, and that brings up number 2, Ambrielle Jones, second baseman. So we got Coach looking over a couple things with the home plate umpire here. Not sure really what's going on here. Maybe a courtesy runner for the pitcher.
That's exactly right, Coach.
So we've got, that's going to be number 10, Sierra Vickery, running for our pitcher.
It's great to see Sierra out there. I know she handles the pitching work for the JV squad.
Yeah, what a great kid, too. We get to see her frequently in the Knoll Cafe, where we have lunch on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
So we got a 2-0 count right here, or is that a 1-0 count? 1-0 count, there we go. Tried a little bunt there, bunt foul. So that'll bring the runner back to first. 1-1 count.
I like it, Coach. 2-0 game. Play a little small ball. Let's move some runners over. I like it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ambriel is a 3-year varsity player for the Noles, so got some experience up at the plate. Showed bunt again. Got to throw down. That ball's going to make it into almost center field, so we got us a runner moved up to second on the steal right there. Nicely done by the Noles. We'll see what we got going on here. We got a strike call right there, so that should even it up 2-2. So right here, Coach, you know, you're down by 2 already early in this game. Got a runner on second. 2-hole hitter's got to get her over in the third, and that's a strikeout by Ambriel.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rachel Seiferd's fastball had some heat on it right there. Ambriel needed to catch up a little quicker.
Yeah, had a little heat on it, Coach, and a lot of movement, too. So that's a strike call to our shortstop, the 3-hole hitter, number 18, Shailene Holt. Shailene is a 4-year varsity starter for the Noles. Well, that's a good hack right there, Carl. I really like that hack. It's very aggressive. And I'll tell you what, that's a good swing.
Yeah, Coach, weight was back, hands were back, released him at the right time. It was a very nice looking swing.
So we got to change the approach here. She got 2 strikes. That's a very good take right there. This is where as a hitter that your game, you have to change your approach as a hitter. You know, when you've got no strikes, or you got, no strikes, 1 strike, you're swinging the bat, and you get 2 strikes, you got to change it up a little bit. You got to shorten up a little bit. Some people don't believe in that, but you got to shorten up a little bit, choke up on the bat. That just helps. A short bat is better control, getting the barrel to the zone.
Hung right with it. It's going to move. Oh. Safe.
Well, that's a safe call there. A little ground ball to the first baseman that had quite a bit of English on it, Coach. She had a hard time picking that up. Shailene was hopping on down the line. A lot of hustle right there. So she's going to be a safe call there. We're looking at a first and third situation with the 4-hole hitter up, number 6, Ivy Turner. Ivy, another 4-year varsity starter for the Noles.
It's a bit inside.
And we got us a stolen base there by Shailene. It's going to have to be an E3 on that, Coach, by that first baseman there.
Yeah, absolutely. We have second and third for the Noles. Let's see if they can get one of these runners across here.
It's a well-hit ball, and the left fielder catches it.
And that is a great sacrifice fly.
And we just cut that score in half, so that's a nice job right there by Ivy Turner with the sac fly to left. That leaves Holt at second base. So let's see if number 11, Deju Johnson, can drive her home. A little 2-out quality hit right here.
Deju Johnson, a 3-year varsity player for the Noles.
Like it coming out hacking early, Coach.
Aggressive.
I like it. Yeah, I like that. You don't get anything done with the bat sitting on your shoulders.
I've heard you say that more than a few times, Coach.
Yeah, you get to go up there with that weapon in your hand. It's time to do damage. One thing I like about these Nole hitters so far, Coach, is something that I see. I work with a lot of hitters. I do a lot of camps and stuff. I'm working for the baseball factory. We'll plug it in for their guys. But and that relaxed approach right there that she's showing, a lot of movement, a little bit of rhythm, and I really like that because it all starts with some rhythm in the hands.
Absolutely.
So she's down 2 strikes in the count. We need a big 2-out knock right here. She didn't like it. She thought it was in, but I'll tell you what, 2 strikes, you do not leave it in the umpire's hands. So through, well, that's the end of the first inning with the score 2-1, and that is the Crusaders from Seffner leading our Lady Knowles.
This commercial break is sponsored by our concession stand, which can get you a nice ice-cold Coke and a nice fry. Up first, number 8, Kylie Johnson.
Error up here.
It definitely could be, Coach. So, hey, that was quick work right there while we were kind of figuring some things out, working the bugs out, getting the kinks out. So we got a strikeout of Kylie Johnson, so that was quick work there for 1 out. That brings up number 5, right fielder Jessie Johnson.
All right, again, we've got Faith working ahead, first pitch strike. You know, for a 2-1 ball game, Faith is battling up there. Seffner's made some good contact to jump out in front, but Faith as a sophomore, I'm quite impressed.
Oh, absolutely. Doing a nice job, doesn't show any nerves. I'm sure she's been playing travel ball for quite some time. We got us a fly ball to second base, so that's going to be a F4. Nice job by Faith, get a quick 2. So we got 2 outs. That brings us back up to the leadoff hitter, and that's Christina Wells.
You know, Christina led off this game with that great at bat, I think forcing Faith to 15 or 16 pitches before driving a single and getting on.
Well, I think she had that was the E3, you know, when to lead off the game. There's a little bobble there in the beginning of the game.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Coach.
Yeah, so that was she got on by an E3, but I do agree with you wholeheartedly. Definitely was that 12, 13 pitch at bat, whatever it was, that she did a nice job setting the table for sure. We got a bunt. Third baseman's going to try and just too fast. The leadoff hitter, Christina's just too fast.
Kiki Banks a little late with the backup there. I'll tell you what, Sarah Harrison was all over that bunt. As soon as it was shown she was charging, that bunt was placed perfectly down that third base line, though.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, you know, I will say this, Coach, and I don't know if our viewers, how many of them are out there, you know, watching us tonight, but Sarah is a left-handed third baseman, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah's a good kid too. She was on the volleyball team and on the soccer team as well. She's participates in a lot of activities and organizations around the school. Very pleasant kid.
Yes, and and a competitor. We've got us a
Get that
pickoff.
tag down.
That ball's caught. She's out, and we got us. I'll tell you what, the speed of Wells has just been is obviously wrecking havoc with the Noles early in this game. That's 2 runs scored for Miss Wells, so she's accounted for 2 out of the 3 so far.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, I like that Seffner's aggressive. They're aggressive on the base path, making the Lady Noles make good throws and make good catches. I know at the high school level, the more aggressive you are, you got to force those kids to make good throws, make good catches.
Yeah, absolutely. I coach with a lot. Get an opportunity to work with some really good guys. A lot of them are head coaches in the baseball ranks around. A buddy of mine, Bill Leiby, up at Riverview, and Carmaza down in Delray area. They believe in putting pressure on defenses, and we got us a ground. That's a great job. We got us to finish up the inning. We got us a 6-3 ground out there by number 23, Maddie Cates.
Yeah, the Lady Knowles shortstop, Shailene Holt, team captain, 4-year varsity player. She's really flashing some glove today.
Yeah, doing a nice job. Very solid. So that's 3. They scratch across another one. Again, I'm telling you, that leadoff hitter for Seffner, she's got some wheels, and she
doing some damage.
She's definitely doing her job, that's for sure. No doubt about that. But we'll see what we can get going on. We got number 9, center fielder Jessley Hernandez going to lead off for the Noles right here and be followed up by number 20, third baseman Sarah Harrison. But, so far, a lot of action in this softball game here. One thing I was talking about, though, coaches, we were just talking about being aggressive and offenses putting pressure on the defense. And, these kids, these are teenagers. They get put in some difficult situations sometimes, and unfortunately they get exposed sometimes. But I love coaches that do pressure. That's how I coached when I was coaching, and you were coaching with me. Just pressure, and if they throw you out, so what? Let's try it again.
Well, I'll tell you what, as your first base coach, it was great because I knew I could send them most of the time to that extra bag.
Absolutely.
Force that defense to make that perfect throw.
Absolutely. So Jessley is a 2-year varsity player for the Noles. She steps to the plate. And she takes strike 1. That was a pretty good pitch. Looked like it was right over the heart. We got us a bunt attempt. That's a pretty good bunt right there. Jessley with good wheels, and we got us a bunt single right there. Very nice job.
Yeah, a little English on that ball. Shot out towards the pitcher, but rolled back towards the catcher. Another well-put bunt. We saw an excellent bunt from Seffner in the first, and here come the Lady Noles, runner on first.
Yeah, well, that bunt right there by Jessley was every bit as good as the one we saw from Seffner. So a very nice job by Jessley. And, even though she is the 6-hole hitter, right there you're the leadoff hitter.
Yep.
And she just set the table and did a nice job. So let's see if we can get this runner over in the scoring position. Get them on, get them over, get them in type situation here. So here we got Sarah Harrison, and we'll see what she can do, see if she can do a little damage at the plate. We got a bluff there on ball 1. Jessley looks like she can run a little bit, Coach. Pretty athletic.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 13, Addison Brady, the Seffner catcher, definitely had her eye on Jessley. And there she goes.
I'll tell you what, she had that one standing up. That was a pretty good job. And I'm thinking that the third base coach there, I don't know their signs by no means, but if he didn't give her the take, that was a great job by Sarah taking that pitch because she realized what a good jump that her base runner had.
Absolutely.
I know that's a swing and a miss right there, but I'm going to tell you, it really looked like Sarah was trying to do the job and go backside right there and move that runner over.
Absolutely. It looked like she was working the right side of the field. Yeah, that's key at this level, Coach, you know, moving those runners over.
So it's a hard hit ground ball to third. Get the runner there, but it ends up doing the job. I'll tell you what, very heads up base running by Jesley right there. And, you know, I know Sarah seems a little upset right there, but I'm going to tell you what, she hit that ball on the nose. It was a hard hit ball.
Yeah, she didn't quite put it where she wanted to, but it did the job. It got the runner over and sacrificed herself to get that runner over at third base.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that brings up our right fielder, number 4, Kiki Banks. Again, another relaxed approach. I like the rhythm that these hitters are showing. Got a little bunt attempt right there. Looked a little loose with the bat there. Looked be a little bit more firm with that top hand.
Yeah, it looks like she lost that top hand off of the bat. So I'm sure Kiki's going to get that worked out here.
Yeah, Kiki is a 2-year varsity player for the Noles as well. So a lot of experience on both teams.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. Fouled back to the catcher, who's able to hang on.
For the second out, yeah, I'll tell you what, that is unfortunate. But, you know, that's just going to require a big 2-out single by the center fielder, number 1, Skylar Bosley.
Number 1, Skylar Bosley.
Correction, that's Bosley. Again, work with us here, folks. We got a first night up here on the job, and we're learning some names a little bit and pronunciations. That's a called strike for the first pitch. And the windup. And we got 0-2 count. So number 15, Rachel Seifert, pounding the zone. She's ahead in the count here. And you know, Coach, as a pitch, you got to go right at the 9-hole hitter. And that's strike 3 for Skylar.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Coach. 3 pitches, 3 strikes.
Yeah, so, you know, hey, but, you know, we had base runner on, just didn't get the job done. So, hey, that's the end of inning 2 with the score 3-1 Crusaders. We'll be back with more Lady Knowles softball after this public service announcement. We're at the top of 3-1 Crusaders. And we've got number 7, shortstop Amber Rodriguez up the bat. She got a single and an RBI in her first AB. And she just hit another missile, Coach. That was right back up the box. And we got a wild throw by our center fielder here.
So important to get the ball back into your cutoff man or back into second base at the high school level. Start giving away bases, Coach. You know how that can hurt you.
Yeah, so that's 2 for 2 for number 7, Amber Rodriguez. And I'm going to tell you what, those 2 ABs right there, that's pretty impressive by my number 7. That brings up number 15, pitcher Rachel Seifert. She hit a missile in her first at-bat that was snared by our shortstop, Shailene Holt. So the Crusaders got runner on second, nobody out, and they've got their 4-hole hitter up, so they're cooking again. And that's a ball right there. Looked pretty good to me. Might have been in a little bit, Coach, but you know me. I'm fighting for the Noles here and our pitcher. And we got us an even up count. Tell you what, these Crusaders 3 and 4 girls, they can swing the bat.
Yeah, absolutely, up and down this Seffner lineup. These girls are able to make contact. Haven't seen too many swings and misses out of the Seffner squad tonight.
Yeah, and she's ahead in the count here. Faith is ahead in the count now. These hacks that I'm seeing these girls take, and especially these 3-4 hole hitter, like I said, I'd be mixing something up here, a little drop or a little rise ball if you got it. That's a good pitch right there. That was in a little bit, but I'll tell you it was down and in, and that's where you need to be missing if you're going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that was frustrating as a pitchers and catchers coach at the high school level are some of those umpires that don't like calling that low strike.
Well, and that's a nice job getting in on the hands, jammed her a little bit. Good job by the second baseman getting that force out right there, 4-3.
Ambrielle Jones barehanded one at second base to get it over.
But I will say this: we talk about getting the job done, and Rachel Seifert did a nice job hitting the ball the other side.
Up next, number 10, Angelica Ostrander.
Yeah, as you can see, got in on the hands. All right, so we're back after a little replay action there. That brings up number 10, left fielder Angelica Ostrander. She did a little F6 in her last at-bat, flew out to the shortstop. We'll take another one of those right now, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Ground ball to the second side, though. Didn't quite get her glove down, left the gate open.
Yeah, needs to work from the ground up right there, that's for sure. Ball came up a little bit too soon there, so we got an E4 right there and another run scored.
Up next, number 13, Addison Brady.
And that brings up number 13, catcher Addison Brady. She had a single in the first inning, was a little bit of a flare into left field for an RBI. Into right field. And she's aggressive with the swing right there, puts her down 0-1. So third inning here, and Seffner is showing no signs of changing their approach or changing their game plan. They come out swinging.
They are keeping their foot on the pedal pressed down here, Coach.
And that right there, though, was an F8. Nice little fly out there. Faith did a good job getting that fly out right there for 2 outs. And that brings up number 4, catcher Shaylin Jones. And we got a swing and a miss. Well, I'll tell you right now, it would be a good time for Faith to have another one of those strikeouts, Coach. That ball's up a little bit. Good job by the hitter laying off that ball. That's a little bit too far out of the zone, Coach. Another great quality pitch by Faith Bruce right there. Tell you what, I know she's only a sophomore, but if you didn't see on the roster that she was a sophomore, you wouldn't know it. She commands the zone. She's doing a great job against a very good hitting team, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, Coach. She's working the inner third, the outer third, the center third. I mean, she's doing exactly what she needs to do tonight. A couple of defensive miscues put this game at a 4-1 spot right now, but I wouldn't count the Noles out yet. They're swinging the bats well. They get a couple of they get some defense here.
Well, and that's the key too. It's you're out there as a pitcher and you're grinding, and your D's got to help work with you a little bit too. So that's strike 3 right there to Jones, and a nice job by Faith Bruce right there, limiting the damage. Very good job. So that's 4-1 going into the bottom of 3 right here. I'll tell you what, it's look, we just need a couple scratch across, a couple runs right here for the Lady Noles.
Yeah, I fully expect the Noles to stay aggressive with the bats, maybe try and get out swinging on that first pitch strike. Make some things happen here this inning.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But it is early in the season for sure, and but I'll tell you what. I mean, this Seffner Christian is a good test for us. It should tell us a little bit about where we are in the season. It's obviously they've got some experience over there on their team. 15-10 is a pretty good record. You got a lot of kids that are second team, first team, all state. And you got a head coach who's, was a 5-year assistant before he took over as the head coach. And, you got an assistant coach who played college softball at the State College of Florida in Manatee. I mean, I'll tell you what, she's won 2 state titles as a player. So they obviously have some coaching knowledge over there, and it's obviously being parlayed, and you can see that in their team out here in the field and up the bat for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. A very well-coached team.
Yeah, so that brings up Faith Bruce. Let's see if she can get us started right here. She takes a pitch down right there.
I think she singled in the first, and her pinch runner was able to score, help out the cause. Let's see if she can get on again.
Yeah, that pinch runner was Sierra Vickery, was the courtesy runner right there. Let's make sure that all our listeners understand that that was a courtesy runner and not a pinch runner, because if it was a pinch runner, then she might not be able to re-enter the game.
Thank you for the clarification, Coach. Definitely for our listeners out there, viewers.
Yeah, well, hopefully we have a few, and if not, we're going to get some. I'll tell you what, it's an honor and a privilege to be up here working this. I'm glad that, the person who heads this all up, Miss Clark, I'll tell you, she's doing a phenomenal job, and these kids are amazing. The job that they do, it's a Friday night, and a lot of these kids, they're thinking about what to do on a long weekend, and I'll tell you, we got, 10 kids around here just working their tails off and making this happen, and that's a seed
Great
gap
contact,
by Faith.
Right in the gap. We're going to at least get 2, and she kicked it like Pele.
And that's a nice job by Faith right there. I'll tell you what, that was a well-struck ball into the opposite gap. Great job by our leadoff hitter. And we've got a runner on second with nobody out, and that brings up number 2, second baseman Ambrielle Jones, who did K in her first at-bat, but looking to do damage right here.
Faith Bruce, 2 for 2 on the night, a single and a double. Helping her own cause. It looks like we're going to get courtesy runner Sierra Vickery once again. Let's see if she can come across home plate here soon. Tagging into second base as the courtesy runner.
Good stuff. So, hey, like we said, don't count the Noles out. There's a lot of game left in here, and that's only 3 runs, Coach. And, I'm looking forward to them. We've had runners on base every inning, and we got our 1-hole hitter up, and the 2-hole is going to get the job done right here. That's a bunt attempt right there by Jones. Foul. A lot of, and again, Coach, and all of our listeners out there, they know that we were baseball guys, but there's a lot of similarities in the game of baseball and softball. I guess the one biggest difference is how much the bunting game is used in the game of softball with the slash and the running bunt and et cetera. But they do use that an awful lot more than they do in baseball. However, the bunting game is a lost art in the game of baseball, especially at the high school level.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there was a few coaches in the area that still were willing to play a little small ball. Ambrielle Jones with the swing and the miss. Bringing up Shailene Holt. Shailene was Noles Player of the Year last year, along with being appointed team captain this year. Let's see what Shailene has with the bat.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's ball 1 outside. She took that very well done. And, again, work with a lot of hitters, been around hitters for a long time, and she's ready to hit. That right there was a very good take, ready to hit. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ball up the middle. And that ball is,
I'll tell you what,
that's a great job. That throw by the shortstop pulls the first baseman, Shailene Jones, off the bag. So we've got an
I'll tell you what, Amber Rodriguez moving to her left made a nice play on the ball, just couldn't quite get the throw on point. As you said, pulled the first basewoman right off of the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. So that gives us first and third. And we got us a pass ball right there.
We had no secondary lead out of Sierra on third. That was a missed opportunity right there.
Yeah, and you know, the secondary lead is, you know, we talk about the differences in baseball and softball. For me and you, that I think we need to get used to is that secondary is very different from the game of baseball and softball. They cannot leave that bag until the ball is out of the pitcher's hand. We got us a nice hit right there.
That's a base hit right there. We got
knock.
one run. And they're going to give up. They're going to give up the double on the throw.
So
Well, the single taking second on the throw.
There you go. Yeah, you got that. So nice job here by number 6, Ivy Turner, getting the job done with a base hit right there. That was well done. Another, you know, and I'll tell you what, that's 2 RBIs on the night for Ivy. So that's a very good job. So we're back here. We've got number 11, Deju Johnson, up to bat with runners on second and third, 1 out. So right back in this thing here, Coach. You know, now it looks like we do have a pinch runner here. Actually, that's also a courtesy runner because it's a courtesy runner for your catcher and your pitcher. So that's number 13, Alexa Vasquez. So the Lady Noles definitely are not fearing the Crusaders and not scared to be down a little bit. They are fighting their tails off, and we've got some action second and third. And
Deju Johnson in the 5 spot here has got some power.
Yeah, she's got some juice. Yeah, and then Coach right there, she takes a strike right there. And I mean, you know, I like to see a little bit more aggressiveness. I mean, you're sitting there 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 2-1. Coach, we're stalking a fastball.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a little tardy there to go down 0-2. So right now is where we talk about changing that approach. We've got to go to a 2-strike approach right here. I'd like to see her spread it out a little bit, spread that stance out a little bit, choke up on the bat a little bit, and let's just concentrate on putting the ball in the play right here. Ball in play right here. And Rachel Seifert's got her number, Deju Johnson, on the night. That's 2 Ks for Johnson. So we've got 2 outs. And we've got number 9, center fielder Jesly Hernandez up to bat, who did get a hit last time with a bunt hit. I like to see Jesly get a little base knock right here. And maybe something in the gap, drive these 2 runs home. And she's down 0-1 in the count early there, Coach. Looked like the ball got in on her hands a little bit.
Jesly Hernandez, just a great kid, always smiling, always upbeat and positive around campus. This is one of those kids whose laugh is infectious. I know Coach Kathy Grimm for the soccer team totally enjoyed having her out there as a part of the team. Jesly's just one of those kids that makes you smile.
Yeah, and, you know, and being the AD and going to the different sports on campus, etc. You know, I got to watch quite a few soccer games, and you know, what a great competitor.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesly's all hustle too. I see she's wearing the 9 number there.
Yeah.
Old Niner, you got anything to comment on that?
Well, the old 9, man. You know, I'll tell you what. I became 9 after my college coach playing for the great Mike Robbins, and you know, that's where the old 9 man was created. So got taken it from him. So we have a strike out there by Jesly. But I'll tell you what, not before the Noles scratch across another one. We did leave 2 stranded out there to go make it 4-2, and we've cut it in half. So that is the end of 3, the end of the 3rd inning with the score 4-2. And we'll be back with more Lady Noles softball after this public service announcement.
Ugly.
Worthless.
You're weak. Dumb.
Nerd alert!
Stupid. Fat.
I hate you.
Weirdo.
You're the worst.
Who even
You're
are
such
you?
a dog.
Snake.
So rude.
Funny looking.
Monster.
Dumb.
Loser.
Geek.
Bradenless.
Loser.
Nut job.
Nobody even likes you.
Kill yourself.
And we're back here live at Knoll Softball here on the campus of Southeast High School, where we've got some top of 4 with the Seffner Christian Crusaders leading our Lady Knolls 4-2. And what we have is number 8, Kylie Johnson, the second baseman, is up to lead off this inning. And in her first AB, she did strike out. So I'm hoping that Faith remembers that and she can do that again.
Yeah, I think if Miss Bruce just keeps pounding that zone, keeps pounding that strike zone, she should be okay. Here we're at 8-9-1 in the lineup.
Yeah, and this is where you got to dominate. You know, your pitcher really does need to come out and dominate this half, and that's right down the heart right there. That was beautiful, and that was a good job. But, you know, to finish up, you asked about the 9-man. You know, I was very blessed and fortunate to play with a solid guy there, and Coach Mike Robbins up at Bruton Parker College, and I won a national championship with him as we got a foul ball to go ahead 0-2. But he wore the number 9, and he was a very influential man in my life. We still keep in contact to today, and you know, he taught me a lot of things, not only about baseball but about life, and you know, I'm very thankful for that. So I had to become, you know, a Niner. Niner was the one for me after that, and I also, and we got us a. Oh, that's a tough one there to Sarah, but this hit her has new life. Hopefully Sarah's okay there. I think I see her laughing behind her hand right there, so I think she's okay. Maybe just a little pride hurt, Coach.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Bounced off the glove, then the head, then the ground. But she'll be all right. She's a pretty upbeat and positive kid. She'll be right back at it. She'll have the bat in her hand coming in here in the Knolls inning, so I fully expect her to have a redeeming single or double.
You know, and I would be remiss if I didn't also mention, you know, when I started my college career, I actually got to play for the great late Coach Tim Hill Sr., 7, Hall of Famer, over 1,000 wins. And, you know, I'll tell you what, I'm very blessed to be able to play for a couple of those. So we've got the athletic trainer for the Knolls out, Coach Carl, who is one of our PE teachers, is probably the best athletic trainer in Bradenton, Florida, hands down.
Absolutely, and we get him for the very cheap price of free. He's out here at almost every sporting event supporting our kids and making sure that they're healthy with their athletics and their participation in athletics.
Well, I don't know about free, but pretty close considering all the time that he puts in for us, Coach. You're exactly right there. But I'll tell you what, he's been a Knoll for a really long time, and he's helped a lot of our athletes. And I'll tell you what, the kids just love him, and he loves taking care of our kids. And again, I don't know anybody better. So it looks like
absolutely.
She's ready to go.
Yeah, just a quick concussion check. You know, in this day and age, you got to make sure when the kids take one off the head or go down at all, you know, check in on them. I think Sarah was a bit more embarrassed about the big deal.
I agree 100%. So that ball's down right there. It's number 8. Again, this is Kylie Johnson, the second baseman.
You know, I love that low fastball close to the dirt. You know, she was up 0-2 on her.
I got to make that play, and the third base coach decides to he was not going to have anything to do with that. He said, I'm going to foot this ball like soccer instead of bending down at the waist. He must have had a long day, Coach.
He must have, because, you know, I've seen some third base coaches reach down on some hot foul balls and try and scoop them.
Yeah, well,
you included.
Yeah, well, I was an outfielder, so being that close to the action was a lot different for me. And we got us a strike 3 right there.
Great
nice
pitch
job.
going upstairs.
Nice job by Faith. So that's 2 Ks for Kylie Johnson on the night. That brings up number 5, right fielder Jessie Johnson, who had a fly out to the second baseman in her first at-bat. Sure would take another one of those right now, Coach.
Yeah, shows the bunt, left it out there for the strike. Pitch was a bit high but Faith Bruce is going to take that to jump out front.
Yeah. You know, Coach, it's something, you know, this game, you see how close our third baseman is to this action right here. You know, it brings in a safety point for me, and that's a nice pitch right there. You know, do you think these players in the game of softball, you know, you see Faith wearing the mask, do you think the third baseman, as close as they are to the action, should be wearing a face mask for safety reasons?
You know, I go back and forth on that. You know, as a parent, you know, I have a daughter. I know as an athlete, we tend to be picky and very particular about the equipment, you know, we're using.
Yeah, I see your point. You know, I can see that from an athlete's point. But I'll tell you what, Coach, not to cut you off, but that brings up number 11. That's that leadoff hitter, Christina Wells, the left fielder, who is just, tell you what, comes out swinging, is very aggressive. And hey, how about that catch up on top of our press
cameraman?
By the cameraman, Coach.
SETV cameraman showing some glove skill up there.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys, our viewers, got to see that, but that was tremendous. That was a solid job up there. I'm not so sure he shouldn't be out playing Knowles baseball.
Well, I know Coach A is in the middle of getting that team worked out right now. They're a couple games in as well in the preseason tournament.
Yeah, that's correct. And tell you what, so way ahead in the count, but remember, that doesn't mean anything to this leadoff hitter because she was way ahead of her in the very first at-bat of the game and battled to a 13-pitch at-bat about. That's 1-1 count right there. That looked like a really good pitch to me, Coach. But, again, we are up here, bird's eye view, so I'm not going to be too critical.
Christina Wellen is getting her hacks in tonight.
Oh.
Look at that. Base hit down the third base line, a little too hot for Miss Harrison.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the only thing that I can say right now, Coach, is that girl's having a heck of a night on base all 3 times, and what we need to hope for the Knowles right here is that we can play some tight D and get some quality pitches from Faith to get out this 2-hole hitter, and that brings up Cates, number 23, the third baseman, who also had a single and then did a ground out to a 6-3 shortstop on her last time. We'll take another one of those. Shows bunt, and there goes the leadoff. She takes off again, and I'll tell you what, there is that speed again, and next thing you know, Coach, she's on third base already. So we went from 2 outs, runner on first, and I'm tell you what, Christina's on third base, and I'll tell you what, she'd be a leadoff hitter on my team anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. Heck of a game out of Christina. You know, she did slide in right into that tag. I think if shortstop out of the Knowles, Shailene Holt's able to hang on to that, that's probably an out.
Yeah, but again, the aggressiveness, the pressure on the defense, I love it. And me being a leadoff guy, you know, center fielder myself, I'll tell you what, I love to watch her play. Even though she's an opponent, we gotta give props to that. She's got a good head. She's got a good game plan, and she's sticking with it.
Yeah, that's the one thing about baseball, and I think that translates over to softball as well. You know, there's a lot of respect for the opposing team, and you can always see yourself in the other team and in other players.
So that's a good hack right there by Cates to even up the count 1-1, actually 2-1 count now. Well, that's another good hack, and you know, an aggressive hack right there. Faith again doing a great job pounding the zone.
Stays at her.
Stays right at it. Fouled straight back. So we're 2-2. Runner on 2-2 count. 2 outs. Deuce is wild up there on the board, and runner on third. And I'll tell you what, we need a big out right here. I don't believe we've had a shutdown inning yet, and this would be the first one. And what a great time to do it.
That's right, Coach. We have not had a shutdown inning yet, and this would go a long way.
Oh.
Just fouled off.
Yeah, again, just another quality hack right there. She's battling. She swings it well, like many others of the Crusaders do. But Faith is battling. Love watching her work. She does a great job.
Yeah, a lot of composure for a sophomore.
And that's a fly ball to the left fielder. It's going to be over her head for a double. And another run scored.
Yeah, Coach, that was a tough one. I know I coached with you long enough to remember that an outfielder's first move should never be in. But again, we're only in our first game here. I know we're working out some of the kinks. Coach Hal and his staff are working out.
Yeah, for sure. You know, me being an outfielder, I definitely know. You know, ball hit right at you. You got to drop, step, and freeze right there, and then get a read before you decide whether you're going to go in or back. Because if you make that first step in and the ball's over your head, you're burnt. And then likewise, if you take that step back, it's going to fall in front. So that's another hit right there for shortstop number 7, Amber Rodriguez. That breaks her 3 for 3 on the night. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not, she just hit another hard ball right up the middle. I'm telling you, she is locked in.
Yeah, she's been hitting frozen ropes all night. I believe that's her third rope of the night, having an excellent game.
Yeah, and folks, I'll tell you right now, you know, it's sometimes you can't tell due to TV, but she has not missed a ball. Those are 3 of the hardest balls I've seen hit in a while. And there's another hack by the pitcher, Rachel Seifert, number 15, and that's another stolen base by the Crusaders. So a lot of pressure from these Crusaders, a lot of offense, I tell you. She lays off that ball that's a bit up right there. Good idea by Faith. I like that. After throwing that ball up right there, I'd like to see her throw something down in the zone right here.
Yeah, she's been doing a good job of changing location all night. Let's see where she puts this. Yeah, low and inside, Coach. Had the same idea as you, as it looks like.
Yeah, and you know what? That pitch was low and in, and what was the result? A foul ball. You know, she pulled it. So great job there. I'd like to see her right now. You know, you've thrown one up. Now you threw one down and in. I'd like to see her go away right here. Change the speeds, go away. Get her on the outer half. Maybe you can get her to roll one over to the shortstop or to the third baseman and get out of this inning right here. So they're going to put her on. You know, I find that, you know, I understand that she is our 4-hole hitter, and she did hit a couple of hard balls herself tonight. But she was way ahead in the count, so it's a little not quite sure on that one.
Well, you know, you got 2 down. You got to force at any base, so I can see where Coach Howes would like to hopefully get a ground ball here and get out of this inning.
Well, you know, Coach, the coach for Coach Cates, the head coach for Seffner, came out and has asked the home plate umpire to go out and talk to the base umpire. And yeah, I think what he was, I didn't really know what was going on there. And I think what it is he's got a courtesy runner in there. I thought maybe he was trying to say that she got hit by a pitch and then no, she didn't get hit by a pitch or something like that. But they put her on, and we got to say courtesy runner. Bailey Boyce is the courtesy runner for the Crusaders. And we've got the bases juiced, 2 outs. And we've got number 10 left fielder Angelica Ostrander up to the bat. She has done F6 and E4. So maybe that would explain a little bit of the logic on why they put her on, because this young lady is 0 for 2 on the night, so they're playing the percentages. Ground ball back up the middle, and it's going to slide through there, and now it's going to be 2 runs scored, and that's going to make it 7-2. So Ostrander defeats the percentages there and gets a single up the middle for 2 RBIs. So if that's what the game plan was for the Knoll coaching staff, you know, it ended up backfiring on them right there a little bit, but that's the game. You know, it happens.
Well, just out of reach of Jessley Hernandez. She made a great dive for the play, just an inch or 2 off of coming up with that ball and getting that force at second.
Yeah. So that brings up number 13, catcher Addison Brady, who's also got a hit on the night and also flown out to center field. So we'll see if we can't stop the bleeding right here and get us a little out.
Also gives us another first and third situation here. Probably our 5th or 6th one of the night. Runners on the corners all night long.
Yeah, we've definitely had quite a few of those, and not something that the Lady Knolls were probably looking forward to tonight. But, you know, that's the game, and we got to keep battling here. Faith is definitely battling out there. I'll tell you, she's had some, the defense behind her's committed a couple of errors, which that happens. That's part of the game. And she's done a great job of keeping her composure even through that. And we've got us a fly out to the third baseman. That's Sarah Harrison. So we get out of it finally right there. And that was number 13, Addison Brady, with the F5. So, well, the Crusaders punched across 3 more right there as we head into the bottom of the 4th. Coach, tell you, we really need to go put up a crooked number here on the board and get back in this thing before it gets away from us.
Yeah, absolutely. A big key for this inning is going to be the Lady Noles answering back here. You gotta put a few up. You don't want to let this get away from you. We're already at that point where they're up 5.
Yeah, for sure. So we're hoping that we can get, I believe we have number 20. I believe we have Sarah Harrison coming up if she just made that last out for us. So you know what they say sometimes, you make a play, you feel pretty good coming up to bat when you make a play.
Yeah, it can translate to swinging the stick, maybe getting on, starting a rally here for the Lady Noles.
So here at Lady Noles softball field, here on the campus of Southeast High School, lovely night for softball. Field looks great. I'll tell you what, our field management class, led by Mr. Buckley, is doing a great job. Field looks great, and there's not very many high schools that have a program like that.
No, Mr. Buckley sends a couple of kids to the Florida National Agriculture Seminar, which focuses on field maintenance, golf course field maintenance. He's actually had a couple of alumni move on to professional careers with golf course maintenance.
That's tremendous, and that's what it's supposed to do here. That's what that program is supposed to be and do, and that's awesome. So number 20, Sarah Harrison, takes a ball 1 right there, 1-0. Sarah looking to do a little damage here up the bat. We need a nice leadoff single, would be very helpful right here for the Noles.
And we're going to get one bloop single into right field.
Absolutely. Great job by Sarah. Aggressive. Little blooper. We'll take it. It doesn't matter in the books. It's a single.
Yeah, absolutely. She went with that pitch. It was on the outer third. She went with it, took it that way. That's all you can ask for. I mean, as a hitter, you'd probably like better contact, but hey, she's sitting on first, waiting for her teammates to bring her around.
Absolutely, Coach. Yeah, and I'll tell you, it couldn't have been placed any better out there, which that brings up Kiki Banks, number 4, our right fielder. She fouled out to the catcher last time. She did attempt that. That was a bunt, I believe. Takes strike 1 right there. Looks down third base, gets the signs from the coach, see if anything's going on. Really like to see these Noles scratch across a run or 2 here, Coach, to stay back in this thing.
Yeah, as we said at the break, you'd like to get at least a couple here, climb back in the game, being down 5.
Yeah, and you get in there and you score a couple of runs, you can just, cut this thing down a little bit, and it takes the pressure off you the next time you come up to bat. And we've got another fly ball to second over there, and we've almost got her doubled up right there.
Yeah, so Sarah Harrison sneaks back into first. Great job diving back, Coach. Went to the far corner, the corner closest to home plate. I think helped her by a fraction get back. Close play. Great play by the Seffner second baseman, going over her shoulder for that one.
Absolutely, and that brings up number 1, Skylar Bosley, who K'd in her first AB. swing and a miss on the first one there. And you know, Coach, with these two-man crews in softball, you're going to get away with some calls because they just can't get the angle to see some of those plays.
Yeah, Skylar Bosley, a freshman, did strike out in her first at bat. However, she's taking some good cuts.
Yeah, absolutely. She is aggressive, definitely in there, and I'd like to see that.
Showed bunt there on her last play, on her last pitch.
Well, you got third baseman is back a little bit, considering they normally play so close. So Skylar can show a little wheels here, get that bunt down. Maybe we get a little something in action here. And she's down in the count 1-2. Like to see stay a little bit taller on her backside, get a little bit better transfer with the lower half. I'm sure it's something that Coach Howell and his coaching staff are working on in the cages with these young Lady Noles.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. And I mean, as a freshman, she's got some time to work out. She's got some time to work out that swing.
Yeah, absolutely.
She'll be all right.
Yeah, so that brings up with 2 outs, that brings up number 8, pitcher Faith Bruce, who on the night has 2 knocks, a base hit, and then hit that very nice gap shot opposite field double in her last at-bat. Takes that ball in. I'll tell you, we could take another one of those gap shots there, score Harrison, put Faith on second or third, and be back in this thing.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. She's been helping her own cause all night. See if she can get a little something going here. Making contact again. Tough ball to the shortstop, who stays with it, makes a nice play and throws over to first.
Yeah, so that's gonna close the book here on this bottom half of 4. So Lady Noles failed to score another run there, but again had another base runner on. So that's the end of the 4th inning with the score 7-2. And that's Crusaders over the Noles, and we'll be back with more Lady Noles softball after this public service announcement.
Sometimes I feel useless. People make me question my self-worth. Sometimes I feel like I'm drowning. People say things, hurtful things. They call me names. They tell me to kill myself. Sometimes I feel like I can't breathe. I feel so alone. Sometimes I wonder when it'll all just end.
Top of the 5th right here. Lady Noles are down 7-2. 7-2 right here. And we've got number 4, Shailene Jones, who struck out twice on the night. We sure would love to have Faith get the 3rd one. That's going to be a pop fly to Faith, and unable to corral that one. That's going to be an E1 right there. And runner on leadoff runner is again on base.
Yeah, Coach, I would have liked to see Faith get turned around on that. Obviously, the ball's English was bringing that away for her. She came straight on, misjudged it a little bit, but that's okay. Runner on first. I expect her to get back in it.
Yeah,
throwing a first pitch strike here.
Yeah, to number 5, Jessie Johnson, who Kate in her last at-bat and went F4 in her first at-bat. That ball had a little bit more heat on it than the rest of the night there. I think Faith had a little frustration in that pitch there, Coach. But Coach, I think I'd like to take a moment right now. This is our first time doing this, and I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast. This is a lot of fun. And I just got to send a shout out to every single one of these young people that are working here, SETV. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are working with us 2 knuckleheads up here and doing a great job. And we've worked out a couple of the kinks, and I think we're all doing a very good job and working together as a team. So thank you guys for having us. And Coach, I don't know, you got anything to say about that?
Oh, absolutely, Coach. I know you and I caught a couple of basketball games this year, and you and I were in total awe of the work that this crew does and the production that they put on. Just hats off to Miss Clark and her team. Great job out of them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, honestly, it's one of those things, and however we would love to have more and more viewers watching us online, you almost got to come out to one of these events and watch and look at the production and all the setup that goes into this that they've done. It's truly tremendous, and again, I love it. This is a blast. I hope I'm not putting anybody to sleep.
No, absolutely not. I mean, this is great. You can tell that this is going to be one of the best TV production programs from a high school in the state. So we're honored to be here. We're glad that we're part of this.
Well, in the state, Coach, I'd say even in the nation. I can't see how these kids, if they get to go compete nationally somehow, some way, they are phenomenal. And it all starts with their leader, and she is doing a great job. So,
yeah, well put, Coach. I know Miss Clark, as a student here, went on to a national title. So, yeah, this program has been rolling for quite some time.
So as we get back into the action right here, we had a throw over. The first baseman was unable to handle, got away from her, so that brings the runner, moves the runner up to second, and that's number 4, Miss Jones. We Crusaders have yet another runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Coach, it seems like they've been in scoring position all night. They've been aggressive, swinging the bats, aggressive on the base path. Here's another bunt. Sarah Harrison gets the out, but it does move the runner over to third. I'm not so sure that ball wasn't going to roll foul, but that's okay. Let's take the out. Brings us to 2 outs with a runner on third.
And you know what that does, Coach? That brings up number 11, that leadoff hitter, Christina Wellen, who's been on base all night, and probably not the person that Faith Bruce wanted to see come up in this situation.
Absolutely not with a runner on third. Christina has been swinging the stick tonight.
And again, just another aggressive hack, and it's one of the better young ladies that I've seen swing the bat in quite some time. She, like I said earlier, she could play with me. She could play for me anytime. Oh.
Yeah, line drive foul down the third base line. And that's the thing. Yeah, I think her first at bat was the error, but the contact she is making, even on her foul balls, Coach, she is making excellent contact when she gets that bat on the ball.
Well, and Coach, that would explain why she's a first-team All-State outfielder last year, and she's showing exactly why tonight. There's no doubt about that. And you're ready for this, Coach. This is probably something that's it. She's only a sophomore.
Oh yeah, the Lady Noles are going to have to deal with Christina for the next couple of years on the schedule.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, if there are college softball coaches out there watching, or they don't know about Seffner Christian and Christina Wellen, they need to.
Great off-speed pitch. I love that pitch right there. She hasn't brought her off-speed pitch that much tonight, and you could tell right there that batter was all out on her front foot.
Coach, let me tell you something. As good a hitter as Christina is, that was a phenomenal job of freezing her up right there. Great job by Faith Bruce. Outstanding job getting her out for the first time tonight. And more importantly, Coach, first goose egg for the Seffner Christian tonight.
Yeah, that was the first pitch all night that Christina Wellen was out of her comfort zone. So big pitch by the sophomore Faith Bruce to get her Lady Noles out of defense and up to the plate.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're going into the bottom of 5th, and it's be a great time for the Lady Noles to really push across 2 or 3 here and get this game a little bit closer to make themselves feel a little bit better chance of going into the back part of this game for sure.
Yeah, we got Ambrielle Jones coming up. I believe she's been on the varsity for 3 years now, so we've got some experience coming to the plate for the Noles.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to feel good about your 2, 3, 4 coming up to bat to start an inning. That's really good. But you know, the pitcher there for Seffner's done a nice job. You know, Rachel Seifert has done a nice job of working out of a couple of jams and going right after the hitters. And there's been some good defense too by Seffner. We got to handle the softball a little bit better out there through a whole game. And you know, it's early in the season. These things are going to happen. And you know, I know Coach Howell's been working with the kids real hard and his staff. And but yeah, that brings up Ambrielle Jones, second baseman. Be a good time to get her first hit of the night here.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Collis, I know I don't have to tell you that sometimes those first couple games of the season, you know, you're really working out some issues with your defense, you know, and that's just repetition. You know, you get to start after Martin Luther King Day, and then you're trying to hit these kids as many ground balls as possible. So sometimes the defense, the catching and throwing part, you build to that as the year goes on, and a lot of these high school teams, whether it's softball or baseball, they start playing better defense as the season moves on.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the one thing that the high school kids really don't get, I mean, if you compare stuff to you know, when they get to the highest level in softball and baseball, they've got different scrimmage games and stuff when it doesn't count. These young ladies, they get 2 preseason games, and then they get thrown into the fire where everything counts from then on out. So I'll tell you, that's a shot in the gap.
And I'll tell you what, that center fielder for Seffner, is that Christina Wellen again?
I'll tell you what, Coach.
Has some wheels out there, chased that ball down in the gap and got under it. Great contact by the Knoll, Ambrielle Jones. But I'll tell you what, the speed of Christina Wellens just ran that ball down.
Yeah, that was a great read, great first step by Wellen out there. I mean, yeah, that's just good stuff. And that we got us a hard hit ground ball
in the base knockout of Shailene.
Yeah, nice hard hit ball in the 6 hole there by Shailene to get us another base runner. So we need to get that runner into scoring position. That brings up number 6, Ivy Turner, who has a sac fly RBI on the night and an RBI single, and she is the one who's drove in both of these Lady Knoll runs on the evening.
Yeah, Ivy Turner, the catcher and co-captain, backbone of the Knoll defense.
Coming out swinging early, fly ball to the first baseman for an out. So we've got 2 outs there, runner on first. You know, I do like the aggressiveness there, first pitch swinging. However, didn't get a very good piece of it, but maybe the next time. Brings up number 11, Deju Johnson, first baseman. Has a couple Ks on the night. Be a great time for her right now to go ahead and get that first hit of the night. Takes strike 1.
Yeah, I believe that's the 3rd first strike Deju's taken tonight. I'd like to see her jump on that first pitch. She is due.
Yeah, and again, we've said it, and I'm not making excuses for anybody. You know, the other team has to, you know, is in the same situations early in the season. What I would like to see right there is, you're exactly right. Let's be a little bit more aggressive there early in the count. I am a big believer in, you know, we're looking for fastballs. We're looking for pitches to hit, and you know, let's not leave that thing on our shoulder right there. We got us a stolen base by Shailene Holt right there. She's still on the ground a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. I think she's pretty tough. Just a little shake out the wrist there.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward slide. Again, I don't know if sliding practice got in yet here with the Lady Knolls, but she did get in there safe, got under it.
Yeah, I might have pinched, you know, rolled her thumb back a little bit or something. But anyway, aggressive on the base pass. Love seeing that. That was good. And that ball's outside right there. So we've got we got 1-2, 2-2. I think we got 1-2 count here. No, 2-2 count. We're a little late on the board. It's a good hack right there. She's battling. But back to what I'm saying, you know, when you're sitting in a hitter's count, you are looking for one pitch, and that's, you got to be stalking the fastball. You're not looking for anything other than that. tell you what, that was a well-hit ball. That's foul.
Just
Foul.
release those hands a little bit early.
Yeah, that barrel got around a little bit quick right there, but that was good action, good hand action there. I like seeing that. If we can put that in a gap, and we'll be in business. So again, still 2-2 count here, 2 outs, runner on second. Oh, we got
That
a nice
was
job.
the drive right there. We're going to go ahead and try and score Shailene. This might be a close one here at the plate.
No,
And she's in up.
Yeah, no, sir. That's a great job. We got us a score right there. Batter runner takes second on the throw from the outfield going into home right there. So very nice job.
Well hit ball by Deju Johnson.
Very nicely done there. Nice job getting an RBI right there. We really needed to scratch that run across right there. That was very well done. Brings up number 9, Jesly Hernandez, center fielder.
Little life to the Lady Knowles here with 2 outs.
Yeah, you can hear that in our dugout underneath us here. Coming out hacking. And that's going to be a fly out to the pitcher.
Yeah, a couple balls that inning, Coach. Just not great contact, but I'll tell you what, there is some life in the Lady Knowles here.
Yeah, you got it. So that's the end of the 5th inning with the score 7-3. We'll be back with more Lady Knowles softball after this public service announcement. And we're live here, Lady Knowles softball, top of the 6th inning, number 23, third baseman Meddy Cates comes up to the plate to face pitcher Faith Bruce. Lady Knowles were able to scratch across a run there in the 5th to make it a 7-3 game. Hopefully we can have us a nice 1-2-3 inning would be fantastic here by Lady Knowles, and that's a great start right there. Comebacker to Faith Bruce. A well-hit ball, but a very well-played ball by Faith Bruce, fielding her position very well. 1 pitch, 1 out. Gotta love it right there. And that brings up number 7, shortstop Amber Rodriguez, who is a perfect 3 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, she's another one. Haven't mentioned her as much as Christina Wellen, but another Crusader player having a good night at the dish.
Yeah, and Coach, if I may add, this young lady is an 8th grader.
That's right. That's something you and I talked about to the game. Makes contact right there, forces Shailene Holt to make a throw that doesn't quite get there. She's on base again with an infield single.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. And it didn't matter if Shailene fielded that thing clean. Not even with she wasn't going to get her because of the speed of Rodriguez. So that would bring up number 15, pitcher Rachel Seifert. Has hit the ball hard tonight. And if our viewers are wondering out there how an 8th grader is able to be playing in this game right now, saying, well, the 8th grade would be middle school. I am the athletic director here at Southeast High School, so I do have to know these rules. And what happens is Seffner is a combination school, so they are able to play an 8th grader. We've got us a fly ball here. First baseman coming in and squeezes it for the out right there. That was a great job by Deju Johnson for out number 2, and that retires Seifert. Bringing up number 10, left fielder Angelica Ostrander. Had a nice hit her last at-bat that scored 2. So we've got 2 outs here, Coach. Faith doing a great job here. Working fast, got a couple outs quickly. Let's hope she can get this 3rd one and get the Seminole offense back in here and swing the bat a little bit more.
That was a well-hit ball. Well hit ball, decent idea trying to get the force at second, no one covering.
Yeah, that was a well hit ball. Line drive right up the chute right there for Ostrander. Another nice job right there. So that leaves us with runners on first and second, bringing up number 13 catcher Addison Brady, who has a knock on the night and a couple flyouts. Well, we're hoping for another flyout right here and get out of this inning. That's a wild pitch over the head of the catcher there by Bruce.
First misstep of the night by Faith. I don't think she's had a pass ball all night.
Well,
or a wild pitch, excuse me.
Yeah, you're right. And that does move the runners up to second and third. So, again, we're in this situation. The Crusaders have had runners in scoring position all night long. They definitely have done a nice job swinging the bat. Their offense is definitely clicking tonight on all cylinders. And we've been talking a lot already that, being early in the season, and I'll tell you, they've done a pretty good job. Their offense looks to be in mid-season form, Coach.
Yeah, they've come out swinging tonight. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but they're up over a dozen hits as a team.
If they're not, it's very close. Yeah, they're swinging the lineup up and down the lineup for sure. So Faith needs to gain her composure right here, a little bit up on a couple of pitches. Gain her composure, get back in the zone right here, get a ground ball fly out, and get out of this inning. And yet another hard hit ball by the Crusaders. It's going to be a ball off the pitcher's glove, a very hard hit ball, another single. I think that makes number 11 on the night and an RBI. And the Crusaders scratch across another run.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Coach. Going back to the face mask discussion we had earlier in the game, it looked like Faith was adjusting her mask as the ball came off the bat. She was just a split second off of making that play.
That's a very good observation there, Coach. I think what's going to happen, though, I think what most people would say there is safety is more important than the game, and you can't argue with that. Like you said, we're both fathers, we both have daughters, and I get that. I understand that 100%. So that brings up number 4, Shaylin Jones, first baseman. And Shaylin's got on an E1 last time up the bat. Prior to were strikeouts. I do want to point out we do have a courtesy runner in the game, number 24, Haley Terry. We got us a high ball.
And that's going to drop right on the line.
And that's going to fall in for a hit for Jones and an RBI. So not very well hit, but very well placed. And I'm not so sure that any fielder could have got to that one right there, Coach.
No, that was a tough one. Kiki Banks is playing a little bit to her right. I'm not so sure with that bloop single there, even with her in normal positioning or playing to her left, that she gets there. Like you said, well-placed ball.
So that's going to bring up number 3. We have a pinch hitter, Mackenzie Kosis, for her first at-bat of the night. And the Lady Noles still have 2 outs here. Oh, heads up, Coach.
Yeah, we got an 8-3 ball game here. It looks like the Seffner 9-3.
I believe it's 9 now, Coach.
9-3 ball game here. It looks like Seffner's working in some of the depth chart.
Yeah, getting some other players into the game a little bit here. But still, Faith is out there still battling, trying to finish it up here in this 6th inning. And we got a runner moving up again. Looked like kind of not paying attention to the runner there, and they picked up on that, so they took the base. So
yeah, interesting tonight. We've had we've had more than a few first and third situations. Not many throwdowns, not many first and third plays out of either squad. Faith Bruce with the strikeout to get out of the inning.
Yeah, so that makes it 9-3 going into the bottom of the 6th. Lady Knowles definitely has some work cut out for them. They've got 2 more at-bats. 6 outs left, and you've got to score 6 runs. That's not an easy feat. Definitely can be done, but the Lady Knowles definitely have their work cut out for them. This Lady Crusader team has definitely came to play. They didn't let an hour-long bus drive from Seffner slow them down at all.
No, I mean, I've been in this position with you a couple of times, Coach, and I remember you saying, let's try and get it 2 or 3. Let's start with 2 or 3 in an inning, and you try and work your way back into the game that way. You start trying to tackle all 6 runs. It's a big mountain to climb.
Yeah, well, there's no, you can't get it all back in one swing, that's for sure. Just got to stay composed. Maybe start thinking about what's not been working for you so far tonight and what has been working for you. And again, like to see them, we need some base runners for sure. Need some base runners, and then we need a couple of clutch hits for sure.
Absolutely, work a count, wear a pitch. We got to beg, borrow, and steal to get on base. Get us some base runners for some runs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, would love to see that happen, and it needs to happen. And, no better person for that to happen than number 20, Sarah Harrison, as she steps up to the plate. Tough young lady right here. Talk about a competitor. This is somebody right here who I know she'd do anything to get on base right here. She'll wear one if she has to. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, great kid, great competitive spirit out of this one here. She does have a base knock on the night.
And she fouls that one off to her 1-1 count.
Yeah, fouled that right into the catcher's glove. I'll tell you what, Miss Rachel Seaford, the pitcher out of Seffner, still pitching strong.
Yeah, that ball's down right there a little bit. Catcher had a hard time hanging on to that. Good job by Harrison right there watching that one down.
Yeah, laying off that's got to be tough. I know as a former pitchers and catchers coach, that's about right where you want them to be. Tough to get hurt down there.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt about it. No, we got a nice hit right
great
up the middle, but
just right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, great job, great contact there by Sarah. She doesn't need to be frustrated about that. That's one of those things, in the game that we call quality, tough out. That's a tough out right there. She hit that ball very well, and she has no reason to be frustrated right there.
No, absolutely. I mean, as a hitter, right back up the middle with some power. Pitcher just made a great play, knocking it down, throwing it over.
That's what you call it. You got that Adam ball going right there. Hit it right at him,
Yep.
So that's going to bring up number 4, Kiki Banks, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Swinging early. She can
Looking
fly.
like she's going to dig one out. Oh, great play by the third baseman. Great. You know what? That was great speed down the line by Kiki, but a great throw by the third baseman, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Maddie Cates did a really good job right there, coming and getting that ball right there. So it's a phenomenal job. Again, so that's 2 ABs. We got nothing to show for, but 2 good quality swings, 2 good quality at-bats, just unfortunate. Very nicely played by the defense. So I guess you'd call that an all-around good play.
Yeah, absolutely. No quit out of the Lady Knowles. Still fighting with a lot of heart. We got Sierra Vickery coming up here in a pinch hitter situation.
Yeah, that's correct. She's going to pinch hit for number 1, Skylar Bosley. So Vickery's into the game. She's ready to go. Umpire's still doing his thing back there, putting the change in, and she's eager to get in that box and give it a shot.
Yeah, I know she's a favorite of our athletic director, Coach Collis, and our other announcer tonight, Mr. Ryan Clark, the assistant principal.
Yeah. So here we go. The pitch is underway. And she takes ball 1 down. That's a great job by Vickery. Coming off the bench, Coach, you're cold. You haven't been in. You did it. She did get in the game run a couple times, but she hasn't swung the bat yet. That's a good call right there by taking that first pitch.
Yeah, Sierra is one of those players, does start for JV, is the starting pitcher on JV. And if they can get her up on the varsity squad as the utility player, she gets some varsity time as the utility player. So this is one of those girls that can move up and down the program as the schedule permits.
Yeah, for sure. So she's, after taking ball one, she's down in the count 1-2. Has been swinging it, so definitely not timid in there. And that's going to be strike 3. So a good effort there by Vickery, but that's going to leave the Lady Noles, again with another goose egg and not able to punch one across. So that's the end of the 6th inning with the score 9-3. Lady Crusaders leading our Lady Noles. So we'll be back with more Lady Noles softball after this public service announcement.
It all adds up. Clean up after yourself.
And we're back live here, Lady Noles softball here at Southeast High School. Lady Noles are down 9-3 as we go into the top of the 7th. And so we've got us a pinch hitter. This looks like it's going to be number 21, Kate Terry. A little tardy on that swing as Faith pumps a fastball there by her.
Kate Terry, the freshman, checking into the game.
Yeah, she's hitting in place of Jessie Johnson down in the 9-hole. And just misses a base hit there, just foul down third base line.
Couple inches.
I'll tell you what, Coach, and I know this is Lady Noles softball, and we've been kind of sounds like we're raving about the Lady Crusaders, but I'm just giving credit where credit is due. Very good hitting team, and shows right there because you've got a pinch hitter coming off the bench, and it looks like she's been playing in the game the whole night.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned with Sierra Vickery, sometimes it's tough for these girls to come off the bench like that. You get a couple of practice swings and out you go.
Yeah.
Live.
Well, she gets it. She gets the old strikeout there. Bruce gets it by her right there. But I'll tell you what, she went down hacking and she looked pretty good doing it. And here we go again, Coach. It brings up that leadoff hitter, number 11, Christina Wellen. That one's going to be foul down the right field line, out of play.
Faith Bruce not backing down at all night. This has been a very exciting battle to watch this evening. Faith Bruce and Christina Wellen.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and a sophomore versus sophomore, if they're going to stay on the schedule and keep playing each other, and there's a fly ball over into right field, and that's going to fall into a perfect place. And on the hop, out of the box, out of the gate is Wellen, just flying out of the box and takes second.
She eyeballed that double the whole way she was watching to see that thing drop in.
Well, you're exactly right, Coach. And that play, if you couldn't see, and as you can see right here in the replay, there was no letting up. She had that double out of the box, and that's exactly what you got to do right there. That play, she knew she was going to when she took 2 steps out of that box.
Absolutely.
So add another hit to the list for Wellen. Talk about a career night. I'll tell you what. And that brings up number 23, third baseman Meddy Cates, and she comes out hacking too. So we've got one out, runner on second, good speed on second, good hitter in Cates, the 2-hole hitter. And again, I agree with you, Coach. You've got to commend Faith Bruce here. No backing down from nobody in this entire lineup. That ball's down a little bit, but again, I like to miss. If you're going to miss down, especially to these 1, 2, 3, and 4 hitters of the Crusaders.
Yeah, it's really tough to get hurt down there. Faith Bruce brings some velocity, keeping that low in the strike zone.
Oh, you got to get there. Nice job by the right fielder right there. That's Kiki Banks making a nice run and play in there on that ball. And that does move the runner up. Welland now at third base, but with 2 outs. So that's going to bring up number 7, shortstop Amber Rodriguez, who is perfect on the night, 4 for 4, and has hit just absolute missiles right up the box all night long.
Miss Amber Rodriguez, this is going to be a player that area teams are going to have to deal with for this year and then for after.
Yeah.
As an 8th grade starter on this varsity softball team.
Yeah, so Coach, what we got going on here, which I think you alluded to, is we have an appeal by the Seminoles saying that she left too early. So we're seeing what's going on here. The umpires are conversing about it.
Yeah, she left on the swing.
And
absolutely.
We got the call. All right.
Yeah, she left on the swing. That's why I gave you guys some dead air there for a minute. I was trying to figure out if I saw what I thought I saw. Christina Welland, first mistake she's made tonight, took off on the swing. Kiki Banks comes up with the catch, fires over to second baseman, doubles her up. Nice job by the Noles coming into the bottom of the 7th with their rally caps on.
Yeah, well, and you know what, the only, and I know that their coach went over there, Coach Blair is over there, talked to Miss Welland right there. And I know I would have to guess that the conversation there was you didn't need to. Your speed is good enough as it is. There's no need or reason to take off early in that situation right there. So that's the end of the top of the 7th there for the Lady Crusaders. And again, only for the second time tonight, no runs scored by the Lady Crusaders. So great job by the Lady Noles. And that's going to be 9-3 going into bottom of 7. And we're gonna be led off by Faith Bruce.
Top of the order for the Noles.
You can't ask for anything more than to start with top, 1, 2, 3, and what's been your best hitter tonight, and in Faith Bruce, competitor, done a great job tonight, but we need to we need a serious rally here if we want to put this thing, back together, Coach.
Yeah, she's been on base all night and has given Coach Howes some opportunities and some options. I know that he's asked Ambrelle Jones to lay down a bunt twice, Shailene Holt with the hit and run. So Miss Faith Bruce getting on gives the coach some offensive options.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So down 0-1 in the count on a swing and a miss first pitch. And we got a ground ball to shortstop.
Oh,
and,
rough hop.
Yeah, not going to make that play. Not on Bruce. Bruce with the speed right there. So hard ground ball right there, not being able to handle it there by the shortstop. So Faith Bruce does her job and gets on an E6. That's going to bring up number 2, Ambrelle Jones, who has been battling tonight. But over there talking to the third base coach, we're looking to have a little action, keep this thing going. Coach, we've talked a lot about the offense of the Lady Crusaders tonight, and they have done a nice job. But I think what we need to do right now is talk about the job that the pitcher for the Lady Crusaders, Rachel Seifert's done. She's got a few Ks up and down the lineup for the against the Lady Noles, and she's battled and limited to the Noles to only 3 runs. So, and that's exactly the job you got to do when your offense goes out there and puts up those kind of numbers for you. You got to come in and shut their offense down, and she's done a very nice job of that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Lady Crusaders have played some nice defense behind her. We'd mentioned that play in the gap by Christina Welland, their shortstop. Miss Amber Rodriguez, the 8th grader out there, has made a couple of nice defensive gems there at short.
Yeah.
So absolutely, Miss Seifert is pitching a great game, and her defense is shoring up behind her.
Absolutely. So here we go with Jones up to bat. Let's see if we can't get something going right here. Comes out hacking. Foul ball, and the catcher cannot handle it.
Nah, that's one of the toughest. That's one of the toughest balls for a catcher. Softball, baseball, whatever, straight up over the dish. You know, you get turned around, you get that mask off and thrown out. You're worrying about stepping on ankle breakers and balls and bats, and that's a tough one. That's a tough break. You know, the first hiccup for the Crusaders defense tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's different philosophies. Do you throw the mask? Do you hang on to the mask? We're not going to get into those different philosophies right now. That's down 0-2 as Jones takes strike 2 right down the middle. You know, and we've talked about approach tonight at the plate and stalking fastballs early in an account. But when you're down 6 runs and you need base runners, I'm not so sure that I wouldn't have taken that first pitch.
That's a great job by Embriel Jones up the middle, ground ball just with the Noles lead. And here we are, Coach. 1 batter and 2 batter on first and second.
Yeah, and you know, and she kind of made me put my foot in my mouth right there, didn't she? You know, I was just saying, you know, when you're down 6 runs going in, maybe see a pitch or something, but then again, you could flip it and say they've seen her all night long, so they know what it looks like. I'm taking my hacks. So, hey, that brings up number 18, Shailene Holt, shortstop, who she's hacking too. So, you know, maybe they're not listening to my philosophy. They're getting up there and going at it.
No, lucky for them, Coach, they can't hear us. The team down there. Our commentary saved for the viewers and listeners out there in Noland.
Well, you know, I'm not saying anything that you know, it is what it is, Coach, and they can always go back and replay this, and that's fine. You know, again, different philosophies for different things. Maybe that's what their coach is telling them to do. Yeah, we're up here commentating, and we don't know either of these coaches' game plans, so we're giving our opinions on these. And you know, I just know in my situation, I might have just seen somebody take a little bit. But I don't know the players as well as the coaches do. So she's down 1-2 right here.
They've been pretty aggressive all night. That was a tough one. That was a tough drop ball right there for Shailene.
Well, and I'm going to say this, you know, as we got Ivy Turner, number 6, coming up to try and drive home a run here. One thing you've heard me preach when we coached together, you know, my father was an official for 15 years. I don't know if he's out there listening. Hey, Dad, might be one of my only guys listening to me right now. But he was an official for 15 years, and these officials have tough jobs. It's not easy being an official, but I'm not going to leave my at-bat in an official's hands.
No, absolutely not. I will say, Coach, that the umpires, you know, the umpires have done a pretty good job tonight. You know, we had that play in the first inning. First base umpire asked for help from his partner, got it. Balls and strikes have been called pretty evenly throughout the night. I think the boys in blue are doing an excellent job tonight.
I agree, Coach. That's a very good call on your part, throwing some love to the officials. You know, they did have a situation where they needed to go out there and chat with each other, and they ended up getting it right. We got a fly ball here by Johnson, and that's going to end the game here.
Second baseman pulls it in to end it.
Yeah, that's going to end it there, and that's going to be a final here for the Lady Noles. So at the end of the game, it's unfortunate the bad guys, the Lady Crusaders, win 9-3 over our Lady Noles. Very well played game by both teams. A lot of good sportsmanship throughout the whole thing. You know, that was good. But that's the end of the game with the final score, 9-3, Lady Crusaders over the Lady Noles. As I said before, we'll be back for our final thoughts right after these public service announcements. You're watching Lady Noles softball with SETV Sports.
Attention, attention, ladies and gentlemen. May I have your attention, please? It seems to me there has been an epidemic, and it's time for it to cease. You see, too many young folks are dying from a disease. They think they're invincible until they take her by the hand and find out the hard way that this is not a game. Her name is Mary Jane, and in time, she affects your brain. She affects your memory, your judgment, and your perception. False hope, false peace, this high is only temporary. Can't you see? Or what about Miss Alcohol? About 5,000 teens die every year from underage drinking. Or what about Mr. PD, prescription drugs? About 2,000 teens abuse them every day. These drugs are alive, and they will control you. Addiction crawls in, and they will make you their puppet. And if you think what I'm saying is a gimmick, you might end up in this place. I think I just rested my case.
And welcome back to Southeast High School, home of the Lady Seminoles. We're live. Give you some closing remarks here on this game tonight. Coach, I'll tell you what, it's unfortunate. We always like to win. Hate losing more than I like winning, for sure. But a couple of points that I point out here is got to handle the softball a little bit better on defense. I thought Faith did a nice job battling all night long. I'll tell you what, that is a very good hitting team in the Lady Crusaders, led by Christina Wellen, 3 for 5 on the night, and then Amber Rodriguez, the shortstop, 8th grader, was a perfect 4 for 4, played solid D. Tell you what, that Lady Crusader team has definitely got a bright season ahead of them if they continue playing the way that they've been playing, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. The Noles gave up a couple of runs there and probably left a couple runs on the board. Probably a much closer game. But hats off to Faith Bruce. I think that would be our Seminole player of the game. Did a great job pitching. Ended up, how many hits did she have on the night,
She was
Coach?
2 for 4 with a double.
Okay, good job. A couple Ks. Like I said, defense could have given her a little more support, but kept her composure for a sophomore. Had some great battles with Christina Wellen Christina was able to get the best of her on 3 occasions, but that was a fun matchup to watch.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, in good sportsmanship all the way around, both teams, well coached by both teams. Real thankful that Seffner wanted to come down and play us. That's good stuff. It's good for us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, and I just got to tip our caps one more time to this SETV staff. I tell you what, they are just phenomenal out here working their tails off. What an operation, led by a great leader in Mrs. Clark. And hats off to all these kids. And I don't know about you, Coach, but for my first time doing this, I've had an absolute blast, and I'm almost wishing we could do more than just one more softball game. But we might need to talk to Miss Clark about doing a little bit more if these kids are into it.
Yeah, Tuesday we might have to take a trip down to the old TV station there on the north of campus. Yeah, definitely an excellent time. I appreciate them having us out here. Top-notch television production program from Miss Clark and her team. Absolutely. So again, this was your athletic director, Coach Joe Collis.
And this was one of your assistant principals, Coach Mr. Ryan Clark, here from Southeast High School. And we thank you guys for all listening to us, those of all that were out there. We hope to get more listeners the next time. And we hope to see you again at our next broadcast, which is going to be Friday, March 9th, as our Lady Noles take on St. Pete Gibbs in a district game. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later. And as always,
Go Noles.